There are things we did and things we didn't do that we come to regret as we become older and attempt to reflect back on our past decisions. There are times when we look back and think, wow, if I only knew then what I know now. This is as good a time as any to learn these 15 things that most people take a lifetime to learn. Welcome to Investing Alpha. Number 1. Have fun and focus on your own life. Do you live your life according to the standards set by other people? Is it true that you spend much time trying to achieve your parents' dreams for you? Just how much time do you devote to follow your passions? We may look back on our choices with a greater perspectives as we age. If you take charge of your life today, you won't have to worry about reaching old age with regrets over missed opportunities. You should take advantage of your time here since this is your life. It's your life, so take charge of it and do what you must now. Number 2. Life isn't without its ups and downs and struggles. If life had no difficulties, it would be picture perfect. If you had a perfect world, you wouldn't have to worry about working hard. Everything would work perfectly. But let's be honest, it sounds dull. And how can you expect to grow to your full potential if you never have to face challenges? We all know struggles help you mature. Despite difficulty being an inevitable part of living, we should always aim for a life with as little of it as possible. Struggling is not something that should consume your whole life. There has to be more leisure to appreciate the fruits of your labor. Number 3. It's impossible to find the right solution. More than half of our lives are spent looking for what we've been led to believe is the ultimate solution to our problems. But what if there is no such thing as perfect or imperfect choices, just bad perspectives? Recognizing there are no absolute truths changes our viewpoints significantly. We might have altered the past in many ways had we known better. Had this happened, we'd be more open to various possibilities. Keep this in mind the next time you're faced with a life-altering choice, whether it's marriage, a job shift, or relocating to a new place. Number 4. Cost they paid in reality. We occasionally find ourselves in dire circumstances and refuse to leave them. This, we convince ourselves, is the price of happiness. It's why many stay in unhealthy relationships, in jobs they despise, and even stay in the same city for decades despite their desires to go away. No one made us continue down that road. While we had many options, we went to the path with nothing except heartache. The cost of not going after your dreams is high. You're only given one shot at life. Shouldn't you try to get every bit of value out of it? Make the call right now. Number 5. Living a lasting legacy is like living forever. You don't really pass away until your name is said for the final time. So, even though they've been dead for a long time, once we speak their name, our dead loved ones return to us somehow. The best way to ensure that your name is remembered for generations is to create a legacy that benefits others. It is a massive and challenging task to leave a lasting legacy. Yet, there are measures you may take to initiate change. You might, for instance, write a book that encourages tens of thousands of readers. Number 6. To be happy is the ultimate aim. Isn't it what all of us really want? To be happy? Being happy makes us and others around us better people. It encourages us to see difficulties as opportunities for growth and disappointments as inevitable obstacles. Despite how rough things are right now, it gives us faith that everything will be well in the end. You shouldn't let other people determine your happiness. Instead, work for it yourself. Invest time and energy into discovering and creating your own source of happiness that relies on you. But remember that it isn't free. If you really want it, you can't sit around waiting for it to find you. Number 7. Your job does not define who you are. It's admirable to put in long hours and show commitment to one's profession, but it's unhealthy when one's career becomes all one cares about. As human beings, we all have to keep busy, and one way is through working. But you shouldn't let work hinder important things like a date night or your kid's recital. You'll be stuck with regret for the rest of your life if you let these opportunities pass you. Working hard to attain goals is essential, but so is making time for ourselves and others we care about. Number 8. Money alone cannot buy happiness. We hate to be the party poopers, but money can't buy happiness. While necessary, money cannot buy you the time you spend with your loved ones or the joy you feel. But if that's not the case, why bother chasing after wealth? To seek wealth as your only objective is not a terrible thing. Having a comfortable financial cushion eliminates one of the stresses in life, allowing you to focus on more important matters. But don't let $1,000 make you give up what matters most. When time is gone, it's gone forever. You can always gain money. Number 9. There are things you just can't have in life. This may be disappointing, but that's the reality. You may not get all you want in life, but you will get no less than you deserve. We have a lot of hopes and dreams, but we also have to face the reality that not all of them will come true. Even when we put much effort into planning, things sometimes go differently. Just pick yourself back up. Keep trying until you find one that works. No one has ever said you can't take what you want out of life. All you need to do is keep trying. Number 10. Let yourself feel sad sometimes. A positive outlook on life is good, yet it's normal to have periods of sadness. All people experience these feelings at various times during their lives. Sadness has been socially stigmatized, so even the thought of feeling sad fills us with dread. Although extreme sadness is unhealthy, experiencing sadness on occasion is good. Sadness, for one thing, is a natural part of the mourning process. It helps process life-altering experiences, an essential step in recovery. Furthermore, being sad and being happy are two sides of the same coin. Therefore, striking a healthy middle ground is the key to a fulfilled existence. Number 11. Embrace the present. If you're constantly dwelling on the past and stressing about the future, you are not in the moment. Why worry about what can't be changed or prevented, like the past or the future? If there is one moment you can influence, it is this one. Take full use of it. Recognize your mistakes and grow from them. Thinking about the future is important, but you should never let that thought overshadow the present. If you want a good outlook on life, focusing on the past and future will do nothing except hold you back from enjoying the current moment. Number 12. You can't count on your prime years always being the same. You long for the carefree days of your youth. You also miss the independence of your first job. The takeaway is that one should always have things to anticipate. It's there if you're open to seeing it, but you won't have much fun if you insist on thinking your prime is behind you. No matter where or how old you are, you can do what makes you happy. I don't see why you can't get into the greatest form of your life when you're in 60s. It is not your age that determines your peak years, but rather the choices you make. Number 13. Ultimately, nothing lasts forever. There are really two distinct perspectives you might take right now. First, you shouldn't waste a single second of your life since nothing lasts forever. Instead of dwelling on the past, why not make the most of the present? Thus, we may conclude that nothing is permanent. Your difficult circumstances cannot remain forever. You can breathe a little easier now. During a trying time, it might help to remind oneself that all your hardships are temporary. Number 14. You can always start again. No matter how far behind you may be, you may always begin again. While it may seem that time is no longer on your side, there's no reason to accept anything less than what you want. Not to mention, who says you can't change your life at any age? Honestly, whose rule is that anyway? That seems a little made up. If you're worried you don't have enough time, just look at the clock. Now is as good a time as any to begin. Number 15. Taking life's blessing for granted. You only really appreciate something once it's gone. Most of the time, we take the things we have for granted until they are taken away from us. Whatever it is, we should always be mindful not to take anything for granted. This includes our loved ones, our job, and even special privileges. After all, no one's loved ones live forever, so it's best to spend time with them while we still can. That's all for today. Is there anything else you'd want to see on this list? Let us know what you think by posting a comment. Most people take a lifetime to learn these 15 things, so thanks for sticking around until the end. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more content like this. To get notifications of new uploads, click like and hit that bell button. See you on the next one.